Welcome back to Full Plate. We started with a fantastic book if you're trying to lose weight, which was fantastic. This is the book I showed you. But we want to move on. It's not just about losing weight in the summer. It's about having a good time reading by the pool, by the beach. It's a time where a lot of us have more time to get those summer reads in. Joining me today is, to be honest, it's a Facebook friend of mine, Lori Hastings Burrows. Now this is true. If you play with me on Facebook, I might force you to be into the show.
Absolutely.
And that's what
I made one little comment. Would you like to be here?
So I'm just saying, it's fun to play with me on Facebook, but also dangerous because I will
dangerous.
put you on TV. Also joining me today is Nancy Eames. She is from the Lucas County Public Library, and you're the
I'm the Youth Services Coordinator.
Youth Services Coordinator, and also we have the Monroe County Library representative here today, Crystal. What's your last name? Crystal
Schiffert.
Schiffert. I wasn't sure if it's Scheifert or Schiffert.
Schiffert.
Okay, so we have. You are a voracious reader.
Oh, absolutely.
And you two are the experts. So let's, you two are the experts. Let's talk first, let's get it out of the way. Let's get this 50 Shades out of the way, because that is what everyone is reading this summer. Even my mother is totally into it. So you're reading 50 Shades right now.
I am. I'm on the second one.
You're on the second one, and what do you think? You love it.
I love it. I do love it. You got to be open-minded to it, and it's not as bad as people say that it is.
It's not as bad. It's good bad.
It's very good bad.
So you are on and they're fast reads.
They're very fast reads.
Why do you think that it's a huge hit? Any idea?
It's kind of maybe a woman's secret obsession of what she'd like.
So you should give it to your husband.
Give it to you. Get together.
All right, so that is popular. And for you guys at the library, you do have it at the Lucas County Library.
We have lots of copies, but you will have to put your name on the list if you'd like to check it out.
There's a waiting list.
There is a waiting list. We keep buying more because people keep requesting it. And I guess I need to get my name on the list.
There you go. At least, yeah, I have resisted, but I sort of feel like I'm not going to be able to talk with people very much longer if I don't read it. Like I won't know the lingo. So, all right, so 50 Shades, obviously, that is a huge book this summer. My feeling, though, is once you have a big hit like 50 Shades, where people who normally are not even they're not big readers for their entertainment, a book like 50 Shades brings more people into the tent, right? I mean, more people are coming into the library, and maybe if they don't have it at your library, they're going to say, well, what else can I pick? So let's just start, though, with the kids' books, because I want to get some of these kids' books that you're recommending this summer. You had a couple of ideas.
I brought several things in. I had to bring my favorite recent picture book. This is called Press Here, and for those iPad kids, it's an interactive book, which actually encourages you to touch the dots on the pages. Press here and turn the page. Well, see what happens when you press the dots. It's a very simply illustrated story, but it's a lot of fun. I think adults will enjoy reading it over and over.
Because once you find a book the kids like, you are reading it 1,000 times.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got some other ones.
So Mo Willems, great beginning reader series for your kindergarten first graders. The Elephant and Piggy books are hilarious. Again, adults won't mind reading these over and over with your beginning readers.
And you've got
Fancy Nancy. Have you heard of her?
Fancy Nancy.
Well, that's a picture book series, but now Fancy Nancy's moving up into beginning chapter books.
Okay.
I didn't actually know Nancy's last name was Clancy, so she's Fancy Nancy Clancy. And for your third grade readers who are just getting into those longer books, Fancy Nancy's a great series. For your boys, you might want to try the Stewie Lewis books.
Stewie Lewis?
Yeah.
Stewie.
Also fun for those beginning chapter book readers.
Okay. And I have one. Oh, you got one more there or no?
Well, I've got a few things for your little bit older kids.
Okay, you go with those and I'll show you what
Christopher Paul Curtis, he's a wonderful Michigan author. Elijah of Buxton was one of my favorite books, and I actually inspired me to go to Buxton, Ontario on a vacation to see this village where the freed slaves ended up crossing over on the Underground Railroad.
That's wonderful.
So that's a cool thing. That's Elijah of Buxton by Christopher Paul Curtis. And if you have kids that maybe are struggling with bullying, Margaret Peterson Haddock's Dexter the Tough. Great story that might give them some help.
Dexter the Tough. Okay, I'm going to recommend something here, and this is not a new book by any stretch of the imagination. It's called Pawn of Prophecy, and you can see my copy of it is all beat up because it's a fantastic book. If your kids liked Harry Potter, if they liked The Hunger Games, which I just finished The Hunger Games, fantastic series, of course, but I would recommend by David Eddings, Pawn of Prophecy. And it's one of those series, like if you start reading an author, you want to read more and more. So I would recommend this one, Moms and Dads, Pawn of Prophecy. That's the first one, David Eddings. Okay, so what's the big, now you've got the summer reading club in full swing right now, right,
We do,
Crystal?
yes. We have an adult summer reading club at the Bedford branch. We have it in full swing. What you do when you read a book, you come into the library, fill out a form, we put it into a box, and then at the end of the summer we actually draw out winners. So you got a great way to win a nice gift basket and things like that. We're also having a Between the Covers film festival for the summer, because that's the theme of the summer reading program this year is Between the Covers.
But yet you don't carry 50 Shades of Grey.
Right.
Some covers we don't
Right. It's a national book summer reading theme, so we just go with it.
I can't go anywhere. I'm like, don't let me out much.
Right. So every week we're going to be showing a different film. So P.S. I Love You is coming up the 13th.
P.S. I Love You, like from those little sweet, oh my gosh, that was such a good book. I didn't even,
Yeah.
Paul Strobe, that's what it stands for. I love you.
There's some good looking guys in the movie too, so check it out.
Okay, so let's move on then to some of the grown-up books then. Like I said, 50 Shades has gotten people reading, more people than normal, I guess. And you brought a book. What's this book here that you brought?
I brought The Prophet by Kahil Gibran, which is one of my favorite books, and it has all these little inspirational little stories about friendship and love, and it's one of my favorites. But actually, this is my favorite, and I brought this copy for you.
That's so nice. Thank you so much. I'm a voracious, thank you so much. I'm a voracious reader, so I'm always looking for the next book to read. I'm currently reading, you read this. This is about to be a movie, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter. Now listen, a friend of mine said, oh, this is confusing my children when they see those commercials. It's pretend, we think. But it's a really good summer book. I've been really enjoying it. And you read it. You thought it was great?
I liked it. Yeah, it's a good, quick read, and I love vampires, so it kind of adds a little history and some vampires, and who knows, it could be true. And Tim Burton is doing the movie, so how could it be horrible?
Absolutely. Okay, so what is your, so they've come in for 50 Shades, they've gone through these 3 books. What are their, let's move them past 50 Shades. What else is going to be hot this summer?
I brought a couple of different kinds of books. I have The Borrower, which is one that most people haven't heard of, but it's actually a story where a librarian kidnaps a kid and goes on a cross-country trip with him. So of course I loved
librarian aggression in this book.
Well, she has a good reason for taking him. You'll have to read the book though to find out what that is.
But if you go to a library, don't worry, the librarian will not kidnap your children.
No. Lisa Genova wrote a book called Still Alice a few years ago about Alzheimer's, and this is her newer book, Left Neglected, about another type of brain disease and a woman who gets in a tragic car accident because she's texting while driving. She loses everything on the left side of her body. She can't. She has no awareness of her left side.
So it's really good.
Left neglected.
Oh, get it.
Really good, really good. And one of my all-time favorites, this is a few years old, but Barbara Kingsolver's book, Animal Vegetable Miracle, this is the perfect time of year to read it because you can go to the farmer's market and do the things that she does in here. This is about the year that her family spent trying to eat locally.
Right, which is a challenge. It is a huge challenge. So real quick, while you kind of brought up the food books, I wanted to mention a book that I read. People ask me all the time, how do you eat clean? And I don't always eat clean. In fact, it's like a 50-50 deal. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. I try to eat healthy as my lifestyle. But anyway, this book is out on the newsstands, and it's called Just the Rules, Clean Eating. So it's this Tuscarina. She's very inspirational because she started bodybuilding in her mid-40s and obviously looks fantastic. But her deal is eating clean, and it's just a quick read of maybe how to clean up what you're eating a little bit, you know, getting rid of some of the processed foods. And so I recommend this one if you want to learn how to eat clean. So that's one. And then the other one that I always bring is this Cooking Light Way to Cook. I do a lot of recipe, you know, invention around here and experimentation, and a lot of that is taking something that you really like that maybe is high calorie or high fat and trying to mess around with it a little bit and make it a little lighter. This is one of my go-to things. It'll show you the ingredients that maybe would be a better choice, or how to substitute something maybe fatty for, you know, because it's, you know, sometimes these things can go horribly awry. So this is my little guide. So that's some of the stuff. So what else are you seeing that's hot out there now that everyone's finished with
Yes,
50 Shades
yes.
of Grey?
There are a lot of best-selling authors coming out with new titles this summer.
And you've got some behind us
I do.
there.
I brought some, just the book covers with me. Obviously, the books aren't out yet, so I didn't bring the actual books. But if you are into those vampire books, the Vampire series, Vampire Hunter series, Anita Blake is actually coming out with the 21st book in that series this summer. Actually, it just came out at the beginning of this month, actually, June 5th. It just came out. Mary Kay Andrews just came out with the book June 5th. It's called The Spring Fever. It's a story of second chances and ex-husbands and that kind of thing.
Okay.
She gets married.
Well, and then the other one is the Suki Stackhouse. That's just
that just came out too,
I've read
Deadlock.
all. That's the if you watch that series on HBO, True Blood.
Yeah.
That's what it's based on. And I always recommend Suki books as, like, instead of having chocolate candy, have a Suki Stackhouse book. So those are really fun if you're into the vampire stuff.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Another fun one coming out this summer is Janet Ivanovich. You know, her books are always full of
They're fast.
they're fast-paced, excitement,
Sassy.
a lot going on. She's got a new one coming out called Wicked Business.
But it's not a Stephanie Plum, you
No,
said. It's a different character.
Right, it's a Lizzie and Diesel novel, and it's going to be a new series.
Oh.
The second one is coming out in October, so she's already has it in the works. And this one, Wicked Business, it includes murder, a treasure hunt, fast-paced excitement, just everything we've grown to love about Janet.
Oh, for sure. Now, you also brought Bossy Pants.
Yeah.
And that is not my life story, Bossy Pants. It's Tina Fey's life story. But my family would say it would be my life story. But Bossy Pants, I've read that one. That is a great memoir. It just, and it also, though she does explain how to be an adult woman boss with some humor. And, I really recommend Bossy Pants. It's a fantastic.
Definitely hilarious one.
Definitely hilarious.
We are reading this one. I brought
What's
this
your
one.
book club? Yeah, you were saying.
My book club that I run is called Girls Night Out Club. We meet the third Wednesday of every month at 6:30, and we're discussing this one this month.
Bossy Pants. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's why I brought that one.
Awesome. All right. So what's next on your list, Lori? What are you doing next after these Shades books?
I think I'm going to do Stephanie Meyer's The Host.
The Host. Oh, that's the lesser known but very popular.
Right.
She wrote the Twilight series.
Yes.
And so I've heard good things about The Host.
That's what I've heard. And then I think Dean Koontz has a vampire series out.
Wow.
And I'm going to read that.
I
it's
love
Dean
that.
Koontz, I think.
Did you read the latest Stephen King, the November 11, 23?
I have not read that one yet, but it's on my list.
Very good.
Is it?
That's very good. Okay, so we're going to move on a little bit. I want to ask you guys to explain. I mean, we get these physical copies of books, but now the new way is to read with your Kindle. Yes. And you can still do the library with a Kindle or to explain what you both of your plans so that people know this is a fantastic way, cost-effective way to read.
It sure is. Lori and I discovered before the show that I downloaded a book last night for free that she just bought.
Yeah. Authors out there are going, what? Don't tell them.
But the library pays for them.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're still getting paid.
I'm just saying, as you go on the website for the Toledo Public Library and explain the process.
Yes, just about every public library has some downloadable books. And if you go to our website, on our page it's under downloadables. You go into the Overdrive page and you can get things on your iPad, on your Kindle, on your Nook.
And you have them for a certain period of time.
You get them for 21 days. If you're a really fast reader, you can check them out for a shorter amount of time. But the beauty of ebooks is they just go away. You don't have to return them and worry about late fees.
Yeah, I recently took over 300 books from my house to a book sale, because it's bad. I'm a book hoarder.
It's an obsession.
My next show, book hoarder.
You can have a support group for that.
Exactly. And so your system as well has the...
Yeah, we have the downloadables as well at the Monroe County Library System, and you can get on our website. And on the right-hand side, it says downloadable ebooks. Just click on there. It'll take you right over to the area where you would download them. Ours are a little bit different since our system is about a year newer than the Toledo's. Our patrons can only get them for 14 days.
So
yeah.
Read it faster.
Yeah, we do that just so they can circulate around a lot faster, and people can get a feel for the whole downloadable thing, and people love it. I mean, it's really
It is
fly-
nice to
they
be
fly
able
out the
to
door.
do that.
Yeah.
You know, and like
you
you
need
said.
your library card number and a PIN number to log in.
Okay.
In Toledo, any Ohio resident can get a card in our system. Michigan folks have to pay an out-of-state fee.
Gotcha.
And
But
similar.
it's similar, but it's also it's such a nice way to get that summer reading. in.
Absolutely.
All right. You've got the iPad and you've got the Kindle, and I'm sure
iPad.
you've got the iPad,
Yep.
and then there's the Nook, and there's a lot of different ways.
And
to
if
do
you
that.
need help figuring out how to do it the first time, all of our librarians have had training. They're happy to help. So, maybe don't come right at lunchtime, but bring your device in, and we'll be happy to help you.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, we are just about out of time for our books, but you got a diet book too. What you were gonna skinny? What's it called?
Bob Harper's Something Skinny.
Something skinny.
Something skinny.
Something
Skinny's in the
skinny
word.
this way comes. All right, I will get that off camera. You tell me how that is on Facebook. Join us on Facebook. Like I said, you're friends with me on Facebook. I'm going to put you on TV. Stay with us. We're going to turn fruit into something else. I don't know. It's fantastic. Thank you guys. That was perfect. That was perfect. See you.